You want to leave? No. You're being really... I know, let's go home. Come on.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications. And once you're done, leave a comment down below and I just might end up responding. The 2019 Royal Rumble is just a matter of weeks away at this point, and the hype is building. You know how WWE is always really boring for a good few months and then the latter half of the year? Well, they're slowly coming out of the Baron Corbin era and into the much newer, fresher McMahon era. Well, it definitely isn't due to that, but WWE has definitely been a bit more interesting lately. I'm D Wicket, and these are 10 WWE Royal Rumble 2019 predictions and rumors. Number 10, Drew McIntyre wins. WWE would definitely be busting its load a bit early with this one, but you know the ideas crossed their minds at least a few times at this point. Drew McIntyre has undeniably been the showcase of Monday Night Raw over the last few months, and his future positioning atop WWE's mountain feels both inevitable and extremely interesting, and fairly deserved. His talent and presence are top notch, and he would surely find himself to be a formidable challenger to Brock Lesnar's Universal Championship reign, but it might be best to hold off until later down the line. Then again, WWE is not well known for doing what's best for business, despite it being their tagline, so who really knows what's going to happen?
Hold on! Get Kurt! He's got to tap out.
Oh my God.
And McIntyre still won't let go and finally...
Number 9, Andrade Cien Almas wins. Alright, this one is incredibly far-fetched, but hey, Vince did just tweet out about watching NXT TakeOver Blackpool. Maybe Vince really is listening and he's going to give us probably the most unlikely but interesting outcome on the entire list, with Andrade Cien Almas taking the W. We can pretty much all agree this isn't going to happen, but it's like just barely within the realm of possibilities, so let's discuss it anyways. Widely considered one of the best and probably the most underrated talents on the entire roster today, word spread a few months ago of a monster push being set for Almas. We've yet to see it, but hey, a Royal Rumble win, that would be one hell of a monster push to give.
Mexico for the bulk of his career. Plenty of competition as well in Japan.
The X factor in this matchup is beautiful.
Number 8, Bray Wyatt returns. While Matt Hardy is still possible, Bray definitely seems to be the more likely of the pair to pop back on television one of these days. I bit my fucking tongue. For one, and well, for all, he's not actually injured. Matt took time off, and since he was teaming with him, Bray just sort of also went off TV. While no word has come out on Bray, it would be fair to assume that he can come back one of these days without needing the Woken one by his side. Or maybe they both could come back. Who the fuck really knows anymore?
Brother Nero.
Number 7, Becky Lynch wins. Now that WWE has officially made a Royal Rumble for both men and women an annual event, we technically could have double the predictions. Unfortunately, the women's division is something of a joke right now on both brands, give or take a few names, so there's not really much to talk about. There's pretty much literally only 2 options to win the Women's Royal Rumble, so let's just go ahead and plot Becky Lynch right here, as I'd say she has about a 30% chance of winning. There's a certain match, I'll talk about it more later, but there's a certain match, and it's basically guaranteed to happen at Mania, and it just wouldn't make much sense for anyone aside from Becky or one other person to win, so let's go ahead and throw Becky on the list.
Survivor Series, led by what has become a personal, a vicious war between Ronda Rousey and Becky.
Number 6, Kofi Kingston wins. Bold of me to put probably the second most unlikely name on this list ahead of the second most likely name to win the Women's Rumble, but you can't spell D-Wicket without idiot, especially if you can't spell to begin with. I'm firmly of the understanding that the New Day have surpassed being a tag team and are now a legitimate brotherhood, and they are never going to separate. Like, I'm open to singles runs, but the New Day will never truly end. You know, like, instead of going their own ways to achieve minimal success, how cool would it be if Xavier and Big E helped the legendary Kofi Kingston finally nab a world championship? I mean, hell, why not start it at the Rumble? He always has a big spot during the match. Why not finish the match with one of them after all these years?
Has not been eliminated. Kingston is still alive. I love it. And Kingston, I love it. And look at the ref. Kofi Kingston, give the assist to Bradshaw.
Number 5, Finn Balor wins. Now, don't let me get my hopes up, comment section, but I have a feeling, alright, I have an inkling. 2019, is going to be Finn Balor's year. He just came out as a surprise entrant for NXT TakeOver Blackpool, where he received one of the biggest pops of the night. You know who not only watched that show, but tweeted about watching that quote-unquote awesome show? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Let's not say anything else and get our stupid fucking hopes up, because they are always higher than I am. But Finn Balor is probably the best sleeper pick right now to win the 2019 Royal Rumble. And look, I'm just saying, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows aren't doing anything right now. They're not important. Neither's Finn Balor. Throw them together. You got a Balor Club. You got a Rumble win. You got a Mania main eventer. As I was saying that, I realized how unlikely it was. But it's okay, because Finn Balor is our number 5. He might win. Number 4, Kenny Omega enters. Now, due to All Elite Wrestling hitting the surface as of the last few weeks, questions surrounding guys like Kenny Omega will definitely be up in the air until they are just properly answered. But goddamn is speculating fun. Simply put, Kenny Omega showing up in the Royal Rumble would be fucking explosive. He isn't as widely known as beloved as AJ Styles was a few years ago, but the Phenomenal One definitely proved that an outsider who's huge, not in WWE, popping up in the Rumble can provoke a massive, massive reaction from the crowd.
5th time tonight. No, he cannot. One-winged angel. Hooks the leg. 2, 3. He got him.
Number 3, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn return. And to the top 3, we have my personal predictions. These are the top 3 things I personally would be and potentially will be betting on. First up, of all the surprise entrances and returns that we could possibly see, I can't help but feel like this year will be similar to 2016 in terms of shock value. Instead of fun cameos and big debuts, we'll probably just get Sami Zayn coming back from injury with his buddy KO, and all will be well whichever brand they return to. Also, please try to forget the fact that AJ debuted in that 2016 Rumble, whose shock value I just insulted.
You want to leave? You're being really... I know, let's go home. Come on.
Number 2, Seth Rollins wins, and my prediction for the winner of the 2019 Men's Royal Rumble is indeed the architect and subsequent destroyer of and re-architect of the Shield, Seth freaking Rollins. 2018 was this dude's year. After something of a weak start, he came through and completely overhauled that Intercontinental Championship scene and provided consistent best match of the night throughout the entire year, before being betrayed by Dean Ambrose and becoming the best part of Raw, pretty much on the nightly. Now that the program with Ambrose seems to be just about over, Rollins can move on to bigger, better things, beastlier things. The Beast, he's gonna beat Brock Lesnar. I mean, he probably won't, but God, I want him to beat Brock Lesnar.
I'll take Brock Lesnar if he gets in my way. And I'll take down your whole damn family if you get in my...
And number 1, Charlotte will win the 2019 Women's Royal Rumble. Maybe it sounds a bit too bold of me to claim that only one of 2 women could possibly win this year's Women's Royal Rumble, but considering we basically know the WrestleMania main event plans as of now, how can't you expect one of these 2 outcomes? With Ronda Rousey sitting atop Raw Women's Division and both Becky and Charlotte being over on SmackDown, clearly something has to happen to set up this triple threat, right? Like, Asuka can feud with someone on SmackDown going into Mania, no big deal, but we all know that Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte versus Becky Lynch is like almost definitely happening WrestleMania 35 main event. How? If Ronda's on Raw, Becky and Charlotte on SmackDown, like something has to happen to spark this 3-way. And looking at it from WWE's perspective, Charlotte just seems like the clear winner. It's another list in her achievements. It's a way to come back from losing the Becky feud. It just makes sense. It just writes itself.
She wants to end Ronda Rousey's career.
And those are 10 WWE Royal Rumble 2019 predictions and rumors. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below after liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and notifications, saying that bell.